Hey guys, welcome to Mike It Yourself. Today's video, we're going to be adding a heel toe shifter to the 95 Fat Boy. Today I've got just a toe shifter, and since adding the floorboards, I just like the look and the shifting associated to the heel toe shifter. Just feels more natural to me. So I bought these parts through JP Cycle, so it's the shifter arm, and there's your SKU number for you. So if you need a reference here, fits a few models. And then I just went kind of low budget on the rubber. Again, my foot's just stomping on it, and I don't have anything else to match something specific to. So it's not like I have Willie G on that bike. So it's I wasn't worried about matching the rubber shifter peg to anything. So I went with these. And yeah, so this should be all good to go to put together. The one thing I might have to do, I don't see, or I can't tell if there's any hardware. Oh no, there is. So I was worried about the screw. And as you saw in one of my other videos, the screw that was on my shifter was stripped out. And what somebody did is kind of put two flat edges so that way they can grab it with a wrench. I'm not going to have to do that with these because this came with the hardware. So that's pretty sweet. So I think these were 18 bucks a pop for each one of the shifter arms, and then the peg was, I want to say, under 10 bucks. It might have been like around $6 or so. So for, you know, about 50 bucks, you can convert to a heel toe if you decide that that's what you want to do. So let's go ahead and remove the old shifter and get that out of the way. All right, so as you guys can see, this is my toe shifter, and with the floorboards, like I said, I just prefer the heel toe look and shift over this. So we're gonna go ahead and take this off. All I have to do is remove this cap, which is just a Allen head set screw, and then there is a bolt that goes through there that'll allow me to go ahead and slide this off. So I'm gonna go ahead and get cracking on that right now. Alright, so I've been trying to take off this cap here, and I think last time I put it together, I put a little bit of Loctite in there, and it clearly was enough to lock this thing in place. I can't get it out. Actually, the hex head of it is stripped now, so I'm going to have to try to break that loose with an easy out, or I may have to drill it out. I'll have to just kind of figure out what's going to be the right way of getting this done. So, you know, like every good mechanic knows, you're like one snap bolt, one stripped bolt away from turning a 30-minute job into a 4-hour job. So hopefully this will come off relatively easy. I'm probably going to remove the floorboard just to get it out of my way and make things a little bit easier for me. Alright, so I got the cap off. I removed the floorboard just to give myself some extra room, and I ended up having to drill it out. So a little bit of damage to the cap set screw hole, but no damage to my shifter splines or anything like that. So just had to be really careful in doing that, but was able to get it out. Next, I just need to remove this bolt that I told you that was made or ground down in order to fit a wrench on it. Okay, so I got the shifters here. I'm going to go ahead and put those on. There was a little rubber grommet here. I believe it's just a spacer because I only had a forward-facing one. I'll confirm that here when I put these other two on, but ultimately I need to make sure I have enough space to put both shifters on. So it looks like I might be able to keep that rubber on there. Put that back on. But these will go in or go on, and I'm going to have to kind of fiddle around with this to get the right spot for both of these. So I'm going to do a little bit of putting the floorboard on, taking it off, put it on until I get the right place. But if you notice, on the shifter arm, it's got that split there. That's so you can clamp it down. Because these are new and this is old and rusted, my guess is it's not going to go on nice and easy. I'm going to have to probably tap on it with a mallet. I'm going to put some grease on here just to kind of help it along as well. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get started on that process. It's going to take a little bit, so we'll just jump to that, to the part where I've got them adjusted. So we've got the first one on. Like I said, it took a little bit of love to get this thing on there. Then I had set it too low, so when I went to shift, it was actually hitting the bracket for the floorboard. So I had to pull that thing off, and of course that wasn't easy either. And what I ended up doing is just taking a screwdriver and giving it a couple of taps to help spread that cut that I said open a little bit, just to take some of the pressure off of this, and some WD-40. But I've got it in place now. Now, just keep in mind, the whole purpose of the toe shifter now is just to push down. So I'm not trying to lift up on it, because that's going to be done with the heel side of the shifter, which is going to be put on here. I did put on the rubber peg just to kind of help give me a place to grab, and then I needed to know exactly for a reference from here too. But in this case, for the front peg, for the front shifter, it was more of a matter of it being in alignment properly with the peg mount here. So now that I got that on, I'm going to go ahead and put on the rear one, which may be a little bit easier since I've kind of worked my way through on the other one. But it looks like I have to take off the floorboard again. I am a little concerned because the floorboard does kind of swing back, and that might actually get in the way or hit on this. And if that's the case, these floorboards came with adapters, so I may need to utilize those adapters to arrange it in a manner where they're not getting in the way of the heel toe shifter. So I'm going to go ahead and start working that out now. All right, so it took a lot of adjustment here. I kept, kind of moving things around, sliding my floorboard up, sliding it down, making sure I had the right angle. And I ended up having to swap the positions on these. So I put the front shifter on the outer portion and the rear shifter to the inner side, which is opposite of my Road Glide. Again, this setup here is a little unique because this bike had pegs on it, and I converted it with these floorboards here. It's tight. Like, everything is very tight. There, everything's cutting it real close, but it fits and it works. So it doesn't bind. It doesn't get in the way of anything. I'm able to operate. Now, these are pretty close in respect to the floorboard. I think if anything, maybe a future upgrade would be extending one of these arms, or getting one of the extended arms. But I have to see how long that is, because I don't want it hanging out too far back, because then I've got kind of the reverse problem where I'd be, searching for my shifter instead of, this one here where it's just close. So I'm going to go ahead and finish buttoning this up. We'll take it outside for a good look overall. And then I think after I ride it a couple of times, I'll be able to really get a good feel for whether or not this works for me or not. Like I said, I love this setup. I've just got to see how it works for this bike, right? So not everything is perfect. And sometimes you just got to, kind of try things out. So in order to get my set screws into these things, the front one here is flipped. Or I should say the entry of the screw is on the other side, so I have to take the floorboard off, which is fine because I've just been kind of pinning it as I work it. But now I can get to the areas to go ahead and add in my set screws, and that way I can go ahead and tighten everything up. So I'm going to go and do that. We'll get it outside so you can take a good look at it from a better distance, and you can kind of see the overall flow of how this works for the Fatboy. Alright guys, so this is how the heel toe shifter came out. See, it looks pretty darn good, feels pretty good. I did end up having to add on the extension that I originally did not have, just because things were just too close together. Things were getting in the way of my foot, and I didn't want to have to worry about, you know, hitting the gear or something like that while I was riding. So added the extension in, dropped down the floorboard a little bit, and gave myself plenty of clearance now for the shifter. So all in all, I think it came out really great. I like it a lot. Like, now that I have this instead of just a toe shifter, it's just kind of more my style. And yeah, can't wait to get this thing on the road. So because I did add the extension on that side, I had the extension on this side as well. But again, no problems. The height, I used my Road Glide to kind of measure things, so it's all almost, you know, standard to Harley factory specs as far as alignment and stuff like that goes. So I think overall it's gonna be all right. It's gonna feel pretty good. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like my content, please subscribe. I do produce every Sunday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you like this video, hit that like button. And if you don't want to miss out on my next video, just hit the notification bell, and that way you get a ping when the next video posts. Until then, I appreciate your support, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one.